past 4 months, we have researched, written our speeches, rewritten our speeches, and practiced a lot. Today we will get to hear 8 students speak on topics that piqued their interest, but before we begin, please join us in praying. Dear Lord, thank you for this day and everything you have done, and please watch over this group of people when they are presenting their speeches today. I pray that you will let them do a good job and open up their words. Please let us have a good rest of our day, and bring in and pray. Thank you. Please welcome our first speaker, Harrington Brennan, who is speaking on the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museums.
On the night of March 18th, 1900, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston, Massachusetts, fell victim to one of its daring art thefts in history. In a carefully planned operation, 2 individuals disguised as police officers overpowered the security guard on duty and executed bold heists that shot the boat. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist remains one of the most infamous art thefts in history, captivating the public imagination. Located in Boston, Massachusetts, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum is known for its unique collection of artwork and its architectural design. Named for its founder, the museum was established in 1903 to showcase its extensive collection of artwork. The museum building itself is a work of art. Designed to resemble a Venetian palace, complete with lush gardens, intricate architecture, and ornate interior spaces. The collection housed within the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum includes masterpieces by renowned artists such as Rembrandt, Vermeer, Botticelli, and Titian, among others. The museum's significance in the art world lies not only in its quality and diversity of its artwork, but also as its status as a cultural institution. The Gardner's vision for the museum was to create a space where art and beauty can be appreciated by all, and their legacy continues to inspire visitors from all around the world. The circumstances surrounding the 1990 heist were both puzzling and alarming. The thieves, after gaining entry to the museum, proceeded to systematically remove 13 pieces of artwork from their frame, including priceless masterpieces by acclaimed artists such as Rembrandt, Vermeer, and Degas. Among the stolen artworks were the concert by Vermeer, the Storm on the Sea Gallery by Rembrandt, and Shakespeare 20 by Vermeer. Most of the stolen artworks were not only extremely valuable, but also held significant cultural and historical importance. Many of the pieces were irreplaceable, representing some of the finest examples of European artwork from the 17th and 19th centuries. Their disappearance have included the museum's collection and sent shoppers throughout the art world. The heist itself was carried out with remarkable precision and coordination. The perpetrators, posing as police officers, gained access to the museum and overpowered the 2 guards on duty and trapped them in the museum's basement. Then they disabled the cameras, not knowing their extra motion detectors, allowing everyone they went into. Once inside, they spent nearly 90 minutes carefully removing and selecting the treasures and targets. The Dutch room, especially over the Gardner Museum, is where the majority of the stolen artworks are located. The 2 criminals entered the room at 1:54 a.m. next at 1:55 a.m. They stole 6 pieces of valuable artwork from their frames and all in 1 room. The thieves focused on not being caught, but they were not careful with the artwork. The burglars cut out the pieces of the artwork from their frames, causing some pieces to become damaged in the process. After less than 2 hours, they exited the museum with millions of dollars worth of irreplaceable art. Despite the swift response of law enforcement and the FBI, the thieves managed to escape those stolen pieces of artwork, leaving behind a scene of confusion and disbelief. In the aftermath, an investigation was launched, involving local and federal authorities, as well as international law enforcement agencies. The museum is desperate to get the families back. They are offering a $10 million reward for any information linked directly to the safe return of stolen artworks, a separate $5 million for the Storm on the Sea Gallery home. Meanwhile, the FBI are conducting searches looking for any criminal in relation to the heist. William Youngworth, a criminal who is facing unrelated theft charges, said he could tell the FBI where the stolen pieces of art were in exchange for immunity. Youngworth handed over flicks of paint, but when the FBI analyzed the paint chips, they did not match the certain paint Youngworth claimed it was. Instead, it looked like another paint that had been stolen. Once the FBI took Youngworth's claim into consideration and looked deeper into the statement, he tried to not cooperate. The FBI had now come to the conclusion that the art was transferred to Connecticut into the Philadelphia region. In March 2013, investigators revealed 2 new details. The FBI believes the men who committed this crime are now dead, but they think a certain man who lead them to the paintings. Robert Gentile. Gentile is a 79-year-old man who is a member of the Philadelphia Baptist Ministry, which is a group of the mafia. The members typically commit organized crimes of theft, St. Jesus Park. In May 2012, the FBI conducted a search of his house, which was only found with missing pieces of protocols. Gentile's defensive attorney claims Larry robbed him and is trying to get a handful of art collectors' attention by claiming he knows about missing pieces of art. He says he was trying to get money out of my handful and give him fake income. He says that it has nothing to do with the heist and it was all just a war. That is really truly cool. All in all, Isabel Stewart Gardner Museum House remains one of the most infamous art destinations captured in American imagination. The FBI has had no luck with identifying the thieves and who committed this act. But now we just have to remember the beautiful works of art he made. Thank you. Please welcome Katie Young to the speaker of Callaway Gardens.
In western Georgia, there is a place filled with lakes, plants, flowers, bike paths, and natural beauty known as Callaway Gardens. Many of you have surely visited the gardens to either swim in Robin Lake or view Fantasy and Lights. Today, I will share with you Callaway Gardens' rich history. According to Georgia Encyclopedia, during the mid-1900s, Casey Jewel Callaway and his wife Virginia Hollis Hand Callaway transformed an empty piece of property which they had owned for a while that had seen the growth of cotton into a paradise. This paradise today is known as Callaway Gardens. This beautiful place is home to all kinds of animals and vegetation. The gardens are a place for everyone to kick back, enjoy the scenery, and be one with nature. The Callaways created the gardens to be a place where man and nature could abide together for the good of both. This important aspect of Callaway's purpose for the gardens has been able to keep a joyous feeling in the air above the gardens. This place has been through many different changes, but was changed for the better. According to Carrie Roberts, great-granddaughter of the Callaways, while walking along their property, Casey and Virginia stumbled upon a family. They told the family that they were trespassing, and the family apologized. After, the family explained to them that once they saw the beautiful scenery, they just had to stop for lunch. When Casey and Virginia realized that the family was right, it was beautiful, they decided to make the gardens a place for everyone to come and enjoy all of the things that they did about the gardens. They did so in 1952 when Callaway Gardens officially opened to the public. As said by Roberts, Casey and Jewel Callaway moved to the land that is now Callaway Gardens because he grew up around the area. After Casey met Virginia, they fell in love and were married. They took a picnic near the area where they first met. They saw the beautiful land at Blue Springs and they bought it. They planned to use the newly bought land as a country getaway of some sort. After living in their home at Blue Springs for quite some time, the happy couple, Casey and Virginia, decided to look toward their blank plot of land. They first decided that the land would be used as a community for their business partners and all of their friends. Along the way in developing the land, something flipped in the minds of Casey and Virginia, and they decided that the new gardens were too gorgeous not to share with the rest of the world. This switch is what made the gardens go public and start developing faster and faster every day. According to Callaway Gardens, Virginia Hollis Hand Callaway has always been captivated by the many types of plants, flowers, and vegetation everywhere. She loved gardening and helped teach her husband Casey about all of the different types of plants, soil, and flowers. After her husband purchased thousands of acres of land north of Columbus, Georgia, they decided to make them into a beautiful place for everyone to come and enjoy. With Virginia's leadership, plants and azaleas were placed along the lakeside drive to help advance the beauty of the area. These same azaleas and bushes are still in the gardens to this day, along with many other types of flowers that astound people passing by. Callaway's love for plants has brought us the deep history of Callaway Gardens. It is a utopia of endless possibilities filled to the top with fun. Many more hidden gems lie inside of Callaway Gardens, however, it is up to you to decide to go and find them. Thank you. Please welcome Josie Collier, who is speaking on Julie Andrews.
I'm sure most of you have seen the movies Mary Poppins and Sound of Music. You may not know much about the actress who stars in both movies, Julie Andrews. Today I would like to share the story of her life and explain how she became one of the most successful movie stars of our time. Julie Andrews, originally born Julie Elizabeth Wells, was born October 1st, 1935 on Walton-on-Thames, United Kingdom. Came from a family with a deep appreciation for music. Her parents, Barbara and Ted Wells, had different perspectives on life. While her mother desired to have a musical career, her father enjoyed the peace and quiet of country living. Following her parents' divorce and her mother's remarriage to Ted Andrews, Julie adopted her stepfather's surname, becoming Julie Andrews. Ted Andrews was an emerging singer who, along with her mother, who played piano, surrounded Andrews with a musical environment from a very young age. Andrews' journey into acting began in her childhood. Under the leadership of her stepfather, she began taking singing lessons, which soon revealed her great talent. Encouraged by her parents, she embarked on a performance journey, touring with them at the tender age of 11. In a remarkable 2-year span, she went from touring with her parents to performing in front of the British royal family. By age 13, she had secured a role in the British comedy television show Educating Archie. Her ascent continued as she ventured onto Broadway at age 20, assuming the lead role of Eliza Doolittle in My Fair Lady, and later starred in the musical Camelot. However, it was her portrayal of the iconic nanny in Mary Poppins that catapulted Andrews into stardom. Walt Disney's offer for the role proved life-changing, with the film achieving enormous success, earning awards for being practically perfect, and establishing Andrews as a household name. After the triumph of Mary Poppins, Andrews' career soared, marked by notable roles in productions like Sound of Music, securing her status as a celebrated artist. In more recent years, Julie Andrews' portrayal of Queen Clarice Rinaldi in the Princess Diaries movies left a lasting impact on audiences worldwide. Her regal yet warm-hearted depiction of the wise and dignified queen served as a source of wisdom for the film's protagonist, Mia Thermopolis, played by Anne Hathaway. Andrews brought depth and authenticity to her character, infusing the role with a blend of elegance and humanity. Through her performance, she imparted valuable lessons on duty, responsibility, and self-discovery, resonating with viewers of all ages. Beyond her movie successes, Andrews expanded her horizons by moving into voice acting and television. She lent her voice to characters like Queen Lillian in the Shrek movie series and narrated films such as Enchanted. Additionally, she shared her passion for performing arts through her own show, Julie's Green Room, where she shared her knowledge with the young audience. In 1997, Andrews faced a significant setback when surgery rendered her unable to sing professionally. Despite this setback, she persevered, channeling her talents into writing. Collaborating with her daughter, she authored numerous children's books, including the Very Fairy Princess series and the Dumpy series, along with works for broader audiences like Darling Lily. In 2008, Andrews wrote her first autobiography, Home, a memoir of my early years, followed by Homework, a memoir of my Hollywood years in 2019. Andrews' impact transcends the entertainment industry. Her philanthropic endeavors and inspirational influence have touched countless lives. Her achievements, including an Oscar for her role in Mary Poppins and a Grammy Award for the film soundtrack, underscore her enduring legacy. As a beacon of kindness and creativity, Julie Andrews continues to enrich communities and inspire generations. Thank you. Please welcome Bailey Gordy, who is speaking on neuroblastoma.
Neuroblastoma is a type of cancer that typically affects young children, usually occurring in infants and toddlers. It originates in immature nerve cells called neuroblasts, which are found in various parts of the body, such as the adrenal glands, abdomen, chest, and spine. Neuroblastoma is relatively rare, comprising around 6% of all childhood cancers. Each year in the United States, around 800 new cases of neuroblastoma are diagnosed in children and infants. Early detection and prompt medical intervention play crucial roles in improving the outcome for children with this disease. Learning more about blastoma cancer is particularly meaningful and interesting to me because at 17 months old, I was diagnosed with form of neuroblastoma. Before I share my story, I will explain more about the symptoms, possible causes, and treatment options for neuroblastoma. Neuroblastoma first presents in most people with symptoms such as pain in the abdomen or bones, fatigue, fever, loss of appetite, bulging of the eyes or dark circles around the eyes, shortness of breath, or weight loss. Because the symptoms are so similar to symptoms for many other illnesses or conditions, neuroblastoma is often not diagnosed the right way. According to Yale University, it's believed that neuroblastoma is formed because changes to genes or chromosomes that may cause developing nerve cells to multiply uncontrollably, leading to the formation of neuroblastomas. They often form before birth during the fetal stage. This type of cancer is almost exclusively diagnosed during childhood, typically in younger children. Treatment for neuroblastoma typically involves a combination of therapies including chemotherapy, surgery, and blood transfusions. My own diagnosis came in 2011. One day my parents were worried something was wrong with me because I was having trouble breathing. According to them, it was a normal day at home until something in my face started to burn up. My dad was at work, so it was just my mom. She called an ambulance and I was rushed to the Atlanta Children's Hospital. While I was at the hospital, I stopped breathing and had to receive CPR from nurses. I ended up spending 3 days in the pediatric intensive care unit while undergoing extensive tests. After much testing, doctors had a hard time diagnosing neuroblastoma because it normally occurs in the abdomen. My neuroblastoma affected my neck, which is why I was unable to breathe properly. Upon diagnosis, I immediately began treatment. My treatment journey included 6 months of chemotherapy, blood transfusions, and sometimes lifelong hospital stays. Chemotherapy is a treatment for cancer that works by targeting and destroying fast-growing cells in the body, including cancer cells. It uses powerful drugs that are designed to kill or slow down the growth of cancer cells. These drugs can be administered in different ways, such as pills, injections, or intravenous strips. I received blood transfusions to help maintain my health while going through treatment. Finally, on December 31st, 2011, I had a surgery to remove a tumor that was wrapped on my trachea and vocal cords. My treatments were successful, and thankfully I've been in remission since 2018. Ongoing research efforts aim to better understand the biology of neuroblastoma, identify new treatment approaches, and improve the outcomes of children with this disease. Clinical trials and advances in genetic sequencing is like reading a genetic instruction manual for living beings. Just as a recipe tells you how to make a dish, our genes contain instructions that determine everything about us, from our eye color to our risk of certain diseases. Scientists use special machines to read these letters from a sample of someone's DNA, which can come from a small amount of blood, saliva, or tissue. Once the letters are read, scientists can analyze them for changes or variations that might be important. These changes can be linked to diseases like neuroblastoma, or they can help us understand why some people respond differently to certain medications. In simple terms, genetic sequencing helps scientists understand the genetic code of living things, which can lead to discoveries that improve our health and understanding of life itself. In conclusion, neuroblastoma is a rare but aggressive form of cancer that primarily affects young children, often presenting with vague symptoms that can mimic other illnesses. Personal experiences like mine show the importance of awareness and research in tackling this disease. Through a combination of therapies including chemotherapy, surgery, and blood transfusions, many children, including myself, have fought to overcome neuroblastoma. As research efforts continue to evolve, there is hope for further progress in understanding and combating neuroblastoma, bringing us closer to a future where no child has to endure its devastating effects. Thank you. Please welcome Walter Holland, who is speaking on inspirational principles. Since its beginnings, tennis, a sport known for its grace, power, and precision, has showcased some outstanding individuals whose stories transcend the boundaries of the court. Arthur Ashe, Billie Jean King, and Roger Federer stand as giants in America's tennis history, each leaving their mark on the sport and society at large. Their legacies not only influence current players, but also serve as a reminder of how our sports have breaking barriers and promoting equality. As we look into the lives of those tennis greats, we uncover stories of courage, passion, and perseverance that continue to inspire generations both on and off the court. Arthur Ashe, born on July 10th, 1943 in Richmond, Virginia, began his tennis journey at 7. Tragically, Ashe lost his mother to pregnancy complications when he was just 6 years old. Upon moving to Missouri at 17, Ashe honed his skills against tough opponents during his senior year in high school. Recognizing his talent, Ashe earned a full tennis scholarship to the University of California, graduating with a business degree and being the first in his family to graduate college. His remarkable career saw him claim amazing titles at Wimbledon and the Australian Open, making history as the first African American to secure men's singles titles at Wimbledon and the US Open. Ashe's groundbreaking victory shattered stereotypes and opened doors for aspiring African American tennis players, demonstrating that talent transcends racial boundaries. In 1980, Ashe retired from professional play to assume the role of the U.S. Davis Cup team captain. However, his life took a sad turn in 1992 when he began his battle with AIDS. Contracted failed blood transfusion during a bypass surgery in 1988. Until his passing on February 6, 1993, Ashe dedicated himself to raising awareness about AIDS, leaving behind a legacy of advocacy and inspiration. Billie Jean King, born on November 2, 1943 in Long Beach, California, discovered her passion for tennis at the age of 11. Despite facing gender discrimination when denied a tennis scholarship due to her sex, King's determination led her to California State University, where she pursued her tennis career. Opting to forego graduation, King embarked on a journey as a professional tennis player and instructor, balancing her time between coaching and competing in tournaments. King's permanent mark on tennis history came during the iconic Battle of the Sexes match against Bobby Woods. This historic event not only showcased King's skills as an athlete, but also started as a starting point for gender equality, challenging social norms, fair treatment, and recognition of women in sports. The global audience of 90 million viewers spoke to show the significance of the match, illustrating the widespread impact of King's triumph on the perception of women in sports. Roger Federer, born on August 8, 1981 in Basel, Switzerland, emerged as a great talent in the world of tennis. From a young age, despite initial challenges in gaining acceptance within the tennis community, Federer's rapid rise to success, including multiple Wimbledon and Grand Slam titles, solidified his status as one of the greatest players of all time. Federer's resilience and skill inspired players worldwide, breaking barriers and paving the way for other international athletes to excel in the sport. His influence went beyond borders, serving as a symbol of inspiration and equality for aspiring tennis players and employees. The legacies of Ashe, King, and Federer continue to matter in the world of tennis, shaping the careers and aspirations of current players such as Carlos Alcaraz and Donald. Alcaraz sees Federer as an inspiration and acknowledges the artistry of his skill, while Young attributes his success to the trailblazing achievements of Ashe. Further enduring impact on sport, Ashe, King, and Federer left an indelible mark in tennis history, inspiring generations of players to strive for greatness and encourage equality both on and off the court. In conclusion, the stories of Arthur Ashe, Billie Jean King, and Roger Federer serve as powerful reminders of the transformative influence sports have in society. Ashe's resilience in the face of adversity, King's trailblazing efforts for gender equality, and Federer's global impact on sport show the enduring power of courage, passion, and perseverance. As we reflect on their legacies, we're reminded that their achievements transcend the confines of the court, inspiring generations of athletes to challenge barriers and champion equality both in sports and in life. Thank you. Please welcome Lisa McCrae, speaking on the Crown Jewels.
The only monarchy in Europe that still uses royal jewels for coronations is Great Britain. You must likely heard about the British Crown Jewels, the royal collection of jewels belonging to the British monarch. According King Charles III, and are located in the Tower of London. These jewels have been acquired over many years. From the 1700s to the 1900s, jewelry and coronations were often rented from various sources. Most jewels were given to Britain from other countries through treaties, like the Kohinoor diamond, which was obtained by Queen Victoria after Maharaja Jayant Singh signed the Treaty of Lahore. They would also be gifted to Great Britain to show its loyalty, alliance with Great Britain was strong. This is precisely how Britain acquired the Kohinoor diamond. After the Anglo-Boer Wars ended, there was some tension between South Africa and Britain, and in hopes of terminating the tension between the two countries, South Africa's Transvaal government purchased the Kohinoor diamond as a peace offering and gifted it to King Edward II. The Kohinoor diamond would be the largest diamond ever found until it was cut into 96 small stones and 9 round stones. The two largest stones were named the Colin 1 and Colin 2 diamonds. Finally, Great Britain could also purchase diamonds from other countries to add to their collection, as well as discover them locally in mines. The Kohinoor diamond and the Colin diamonds are surrounded in controversy. Many countries are trying to reclaim ownership of both diamonds due to the way in which they were obtained. Many countries want the Kohinoor diamonds to leave British hands. These countries include Iran, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and India. They claim that Maharaja Jayant Singh was forced to sign the Treaty of Lahore. Africa is the only country that is requesting for the Kohinoor diamonds or the stars of Africa to be returned to Africa where they were found. Due to these controversies, the Queen Consort of Manila made modifications to Queen Mary's crown, which was used to crown Camilla during her coronation. She issued the removal of the replica of the Kohinoor diamond and placed less controversial diamonds such as the Kohinoor 3rd, 4th, and 5th diamonds on the crown, known as the Lesser Stones of Africa. The British crown jewels have a very important part in many ceremonies. These ceremonies include coronations, the state opening of Parliament, and other national events. Each British crown jewel has a specific purpose for which it is used in coronations. When a British crown jewel is handed to a monarch, it represents one of their responsibilities. Altogether, the British crown jewels represent the leadership and duty of the monarch. A very popular crown jewel is the Sovereign's Fork from 1661. It is a golden sphere with a cross located on the top. This rich crown jewel is meant to symbolize that the monarch's power comes from God. The Sovereign's scepter of cross dates all the way back to 1661. Since then, the golden one diamond has been added to the scepter. The most valuable crown in the British crown jewels is the St. Edward's crown. It was made for King Charles II's coronation in 1661. Another very important crown is the Imperial State Crown, which is used at the state opening of Parliament as well as when the new crown ruler is leaving coronation. This crown is that for Colin 2 diamond and many others. The majority of the British crown jewels date back to the 17th century, however, a few date all the way back to the 12th century. In the 17th century, the British crown jewels were replaced. This is due to the rule of King Charles I. Like his father before him, Charles believed the kings had the highest power and complete control over the nation. During his rule, he disassembled Parliament for long periods of time, allowing him to solely rule Great Britain. Even so, whenever Charles needed to raise money, he would reassemble Parliament to do so. Additionally, he wasn't very invested in the health of his citizens. The number of his supporters kept decreasing, and eventually Parliament overthrew him, and he was executed. Following his execution, the then British crown jewels were seen as a sign of his selfish rule. So the Republic decided to auction off the jewels and melt down metal used as crowns. The melted down metal was then made into crowns. A couple of years later, when the monarchy was restored, Charles II needed to find jewels to use in his coronation. Since then, a variety of jewels have been added to the British crown jewels collection. The crown jewels usage has not changed much over the years. They are still used in coronations as well as the state opening of Parliament. The most recent event they were using was the coronation of King Charles III and the coronation of Camilla, the Queen Consort, on May 6, 2023. They are on display at the Tower of London. In conclusion, the British crown jewels are an important part of Great Britain's monarchy. Throughout history, these jewels have not only embellished monarchs, but also symbolized the responsibilities of the kings and queens. From their origins in the 12th century to the controversy surrounding certain jewels, like the Colin diamonds, the British crown jewels represent Britain's unique history. They are treasured because of their unique past, connections to ancient traditions, and representation of British wealth. As they continue to be displayed in the Tower of London and used ceremonial occasions, they serve the symbols of the monarch's long-lasting legacy. Thank you. Please welcome Grace and Granger, speaking on Monarch's Day.
Watch Alabama football games. Do you know what song they play after they score a touchdown? That song is Leonard Skinner's Sweet Home Alabama. Leonard Skinner, one of the most popular Southern rock bands of all time, has had a tragic and impactful legacy. Leonard Skinner was founded in 1964 when teenagers Ronnie Van Zant, Gary Washington, and Bob Burns met in Jacksonville, Florida, and playing on rival baseball teams. They later played songs together in the carport of Burns' parents' house, which led to them performing together. They then added Alan Collins and Larry Johnson. The band first started with the name My Backyard, that is their Noble Five, and that is the 1%, before finally landing on the name Leonard Skinner in 1969. They got the name partially from their high school gym teacher, Mr. Leonard Skinner, who's known for his opposition to the boys' long hair. While trying to land on a name, the band was touring Jacksonville, gaining popularity very rapidly. After the band saved their claim as one of the most popular in all of Jacksonville, they began to record demo songs in the now iconic Muscle Shoals sound studio in Alabama. Those tracks eventually got put away, and instead the band released their debut album, pronounced Leonard Skinner, in 1973. The Muscle Shoals immediately became an insane hit, selling 1 million copies with the hit song Free Bird, hitting number 19 on the Billboard Hot 100. The Muscle Shoals recordings did not go to release in the wake of 1978's album, Skinner's first and last. They were then reused in 1998 as Skinner's first, the complete Muscle Shoals album. The Leonard Skinner plane crash was one of the most tragic and horrifying events in Southern rock history. The plane the band was flying in had been turned down once before by Aerosmith, who saw the pilots drinking during an inspection. The plane was a Convair CB-240 that had seen much better days, but the band still boarded it anyway. The plane refueled at Greenville with 100 gallons of fuel and was off. During the flight, the pilots noticed a couple mechanical malfunctions, including the fuel gauge and engine complications. The pilots then noticed that the plane had an inadequate amount of fuel, so they decided they would land at Macomb Airport in Macomb, Mississippi to get refueled. Little did they know they would never make it to this airport. The plane crashed some 10 miles away from the airport. The plane started going down over the Mississippi pine trees, so the pilots decided they would try and land in an open field, which was about 270 meters away from the final crash site of the plane. They would skim over the treetops for a little while before vigorously colliding with a tree at around 90 miles per hour. The plane would get completely destroyed, seeing as it was just not built to withstand the speed and force with which it hit the tree. 6 people died in the crash, including both pilots, 3 band members, and an assistant road manager. The band members that died were lead vocalist Ronnie Van Zant, guitarist Steve Gaines, and backup vocalist Cassie Gaines. The rest of the people who accompanied the plane were all injured in the crash with multiple broken bones, lacerations all over the body, and many more brutal injuries. The effect of this horrific accident on Leonard Skinner's legacy was both positive and negative. Some people thought that this made the songs they released even more touching, but they could also never perform at their greatest without its key band members. The band broke up quickly after the crash to deal with their survivor's guilt and their sadness. They would stay broken up until 1987, when they would regroup with Johnny Van Zant taking the lead role of his brother. The tour was really well received, and everyone was happy to see their favorite Southern rock band somewhat get back to its former glory. The loss of the band members left a void in Southern rock that can never be filled. Leonard Skinner's legacy had its ups and downs. The band made really touching and great music. They also left an amazing impact on the world of rock and on its fans too. But they are also notorious for drinking, gambling, and drugs. The plane crash was a dark time for the world of Southern rock, but it also helped the legacy itself fashion. It helped people who didn't know who they were figure out who they were and what their music was like. Their hit songs also helped to boost their popularity. Songs like Free Bird, Sweet Home Alabama, and That's Not were played countless times on the radio. The songs seemed to catch on due to Leonard Skinner's triple guitar attack, which helped stake their claim as being different. Leonard Skinner is one of the most popular Southern rock bands of all time, has had a tragic and impactful legacy. They made amazing songs and are really important to the world of rock as a whole. They popularized the Southern rock genre almost completely by themselves. They will forever be remembered as legends. Thank you. Please welcome Hadia Mulvey, who is speaking on World.
Did you know the worldwide phenomenon known as World was a result of a man's love of his girlfriend? The daily online puzzle, originally made for just 2 people, ended up becoming a worldwide phenomenon millions will look forward to each day. Wordle is more simple and easier to play for compared to other word games, so that is one reason people enjoy playing. The amount of benefits for your brain that you get from playing Wordle also sets it apart from other games. Wordle has become a worldwide phenomenon with a very interesting history. The lockdown caused by COVID-19 made everyone stay locked up in their homes. It gave people more downtime than they were used to. Some people used all that time they had to do something good. Josh Wardle was a software engineer in Brooklyn when the pandemic hit. He was forced to stay home and teach with coronavirus. Wardle was able to make good use of all the time he had and create something that would not only captivate him, but many people all around the world. His partner, Paul Shaw, really enjoyed playing board games. Josh Wardle wanted to create a guessing game for just the two of them to play together. He spent his free time trying to think of a game that they could play. After much thinking, he decided to create a game which you could play once a day. Wardle used a computerized code called JavaScript to create Wordle. He chose for Wordle to be a website-based game, not an app or piece of software. This way, it was very easy to build. For 60 days after the game was created, he played alone with his partner and occasionally some family members. The only people who had access to the game was his family group chat. The New York Times became aware of this game and offered to buy it from Josh Wardle. Wordle was then sold to the New York Times and became very popular. People across the globe were playing Wordle. They were sharing their results on a daily basis, and the game had officially gone viral. Wardle was feeling a little bit of anxiety from the game becoming so popular so fast. According to The Guardian, a British newspaper, Josh Wardle said, "It going viral doesn't feel great sometimes. I feel a sense of responsibility for players. I feel I really owe it to them to keep things running and make sure everything's working correctly." Josh Wardle felt that he had liability for players, or that he owed them something. The truth was, he really did not. He was feeling this way because he just made Wordle for two people, but now everyone was playing it. The game blew up extremely quickly and threw him into swallowing. Wordle had become a trend. Everyone on the internet knew about it. The many advancements in technology had made this possible. People were sharing their scores on Twitter and other social media platforms. However, most people were typing out their scores manually and then sharing them. Josh Wardle saw this and decided to add a feature to the game which would allow players to share their scores without having to type it. This connection between players made the guessing game reach the popularity it has today. Wordle is a very simple game, yet it is still very engaging. The game has a very straightforward and easy objective. When one plays Wordle, they are challenged with guessing the word in a limited amount of attempts. One thing about Wordle compared to other word games is that it is only available once a day. After someone guesses the word for the day, they have to wait until the next day to play again. This is what draws people back to Wordle. It builds their anticipation. People cannot play again until 24 hours later. In most games, it is very easy to get addicted. After someone solves a puzzle, they are extremely eager to play again and solve another one. In Wordle, it is impossible to get addicted. The limitation to the game makes getting addicted impossible. It is possible to become impatient and longing for the next Wordle, but that does not mean it is an addiction. For example, many people get addicted to games like Candy Crush because there are unlimited levels and stages. Wordle has no ads, avatars, or badges. There are no distractions or items that are irrelevant to the game. People are able to play without having to watch an ad or having to create an avatar. One is able to play in peace. Most games have ads or require purchasing an extra feature to get rid of the ads. This becomes very annoying when one wants to be able to play the game. Another thing that draws people back to Wordle is that it appeals to the language and logic processing side of our brain. By guessing words, we are using the language side, and by using reasoning and judgment, we are using the logic side of our brain. Wordle is a game which helps us utilize the two sides together. By using both sides, our verbal and written communication skills are increased, along with increased ability of critical thinking. When someone plays Wordle and completes it successfully, dopamine is released. Dopamine is a hormone that gives a person the feelings of happiness, satisfaction, and motivation. These feelings allow people to enjoy the game more and play again the next day. In conclusion, Wordle is a captivating word guessing game that is different than other word games. It is simple but still engaging. People enjoy playing Wordle because it is free of distractions. Besides the entertainment value of Wordle, there are also many benefits for your brain when you play Wordle. Through Wordle, your critical thinking, verbal, and written communication skills can be increased. Wordle has become a worldwide phenomenon with a very interesting history. Thank you.
so I welcome them to hug and take some pictures.